This week, the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office released body cam footage of a deadly March incident in Rio Linda. Deputies say they had to fire on a disturbed man who came at them armed with a knife after he failed to comply with their commands and after less than lethal options had no effect. Chris Gilmore's family says that is not the whole story. Bobbie Gilmore, Chris's sister, with me now live, along with Gilmore family attorney James DeSimone. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Bobbie, we know that Chris had schizophrenia for some time. We know that he had also just been on probation, just been in jail in the last few days before this incident happened for vandalism and DUI. But please tell us about how you knew Chris as a brother and as a father.
He was just a loving person. He enjoyed family time, getting everybody together. He was the comedian of the family. He held the family together, basically. And he was a great soul, you know. He loved animals, he loved people, he loved helping elderly people. He was raised by our grandmother, so he was a good person. He had some mental health issues that, you know, I guess, I don't know how to word it, but he was misunderstood, basically, and he's not a bad person. He was never trying to harm anybody besides himself. So,
and you recognize that over multiple episodes, that in your experience with him, unfortunately, his only target was himself.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And this last incident you speak of where he was arrested for vandalism and whatnot, he was actually pulling over a cop himself, asking them to take him to a hospital because he needed help.
Okay.
And they did not, so he continued to leave to try to find a hospital, and that's when they pulled him
Got
over.
more and more agitated.
Yeah.
Now, Bobbie, you called deputies for help yourself on March 23rd, never imagining that somehow reaching out for help that day because your brother was, again, trying to harm himself with a knife, never imagining that that would end up with him being shot. You believe that home surveillance that your family is sharing now, and we're going to show some of it now, shows something else about this situation than what deputies say. You've always come to your brother's aid.
Yes.
You believe that he was running to you.
Oh yeah, he seen me, and as soon as he made eye contact with me, he started coming out. I was across the street, and I was just telling him, "Come on, brother, come out," you know. And he always knew he can come to me, you know, and I would protect him.
You were his safe place.
I'm his safe space, yes. I would always protect him no matter what. And I knew as soon as he seen me that he would come out. And I think he was so lethargic from all the blood he had lost that he probably didn't even realize he had anything in his hand. But he was never a threat to nobody. And I told police officers that, and I called for an ambulance. I didn't call for the police.
Okay.
And I just let them know that he won't hurt nobody but himself. So
deputies maintain that he, you know, was talking about committing suicide by cop, and that's what they were up against that day. Mr. Simone, let's bring you in. You're an attorney, so a lot of people are going to hear that and think that there's been a lawsuit already filed in this case. Has that happened yet?
We've not filed a lawsuit yet, but we intend to file a lawsuit. Everything we see is consistent with a man who is no imminent threat to these officers. And under California law, he has to be a direct threat to harm someone. And at the time when he was shot, he wasn't threatening anyone. He hadn't threatened anyone that day except for himself. So we believe this is a wrongful death, and we intend to get justice for this family.
You're a civil rights attorney focusing on those issues. What of Chris's civil rights do you feel were violated here?
We all have the Fourth Amendment right to be protected from unreasonable searches and seizures. So when someone is killed in connection with a seizure, that violates their Fourth Amendment right. And it violates the family's 14th Amendment right to due process and the love and companionship, and especially those children, his 4 children. I've seen the letters he's written, especially to his daughter Natalie. They're heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time, because you have a father who clearly loved his daughter, clearly was concerned for her well-being, and she will be without a father for the rest of her life.
Bobbie, obviously very affected right now, very sad about all of this. If you're able right now, what do you want to come out of this situation, law enforcement wise, and then also for our mental health system? Your family has struggled with this for a long time.
yeah, I want change. I want the way the police officers handled the situation. I want there to be some kind of training for all officers who become police officers, you know, to have that training to how to deal with it. you know, how to deal with people who have mental health challenges, because it's a big crisis, you know, and a lot of tragedies happen because they're not trained right. And I just want I want it to be maybe mandated that they take some kind of course before graduating and becoming, you know, an officer. So that's my big goal, you know, so this doesn't happen to another family.
We know this is very painful for you. We know that you're following up on the legal situations here, and of course we'll be following this story from both the Sheriff's Department side and the family side. We appreciate you coming in to share your side of the story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.